I'll wait one more minute before we welcome everyone, but I will again say that this session is going to be recorded, so just note that, and it will be available in the community. Shiva will be also sharing some of his documents from here. Well, let's go ahead and get started since we're 1 minute over, and we'll hopefully pick up. All right, Shiva, welcome.
Hey, welcome, thank you. So I'm very happy to see all of you here. Today I will present you, I will do a discussion with you about how you can grow into some specific business domain that are useful in ServiceNow, but that are not covered by the ServiceNow official certifications. So, okay. The first thing to discuss is what's a learning path. So the goal, today's purpose, to help you find valuable learning paths to grow or evolve your current position as a ServiceNow specialist. And yes, we will do that in 30 minutes and 16 slides. So what's a learning path? It's an individual roadmap to get new knowledge to reach a professional goal and identify how far you're along that road. My name is Indian, but I'm Swiss-French, located near Geneva. French is my first language, so I hope you will find my accent more charming than confusing. Just to quickly present myself, I am a ServiceNow Master Architect and security expert, but I'm very curious, so that made me explore quite a number of IT domains. I'm doing this part of this presentation because I'm very passionate about knowledge transmission. I was a teacher for 7 years. I do love self-improvements. Continuous improvements can be applied to yourself, not only IT. So today we will discuss about certifications a lot, not as goal, but as measurable milestones that you can achieve for your own career. Let's quickly define a few vocabulary words first. So there are many kinds of experts. A specialist is focusing on at least one domain. That doesn't mean he's good at that domain. Maybe he's a new student who decided to specialize, then he's a specialist, but not an expert. An expert is the experienced version of the specialist. And for him to be a good expert, he needs an history of successful projects. Probably many of you has achieved certifications like the ServiceNow Administrator. Those are implementation specialists. Those certifications are great, but they only focus on the technical side of the platform. In real life, you also need business specialists, those who have experience relevant to the process being implemented. Often it's the process owner in a project, but if you have both business and technical specialists in one project, that's a requirement for success. So having specialists, that doesn't mean they are good. How can the process owner knows that the proposed technical solution is optimum? How can the implementer know that the requested process is efficient? The ideal solution is to have someone who knows both aspects of the Know platform and the business experience. If you have that kind of expert, that's those who bring the most value of a project. Then this is my definition of a subject matter expert. They will be able to discuss with the customer as consultants, and they will understand the customer's problem and bring the best solution. So for that, you need to be a full stack specialist. You need to master most of the skills and knowledge, technical or not, that are relevant to the conduct of your trade. And if you achieve that, you can replace most or other specialists on a project. The ServiceNow platform has dozens of implementation certifications. Some of them cover dedicated domain like the platform, IT service management, human resource, financial, but they only cover the technical side. I want to present you how to pair those with business certification to cover the missing half. Getting to certification will help you increase your skill sets and reach expert level in the targeted domain. So, as to not waste your time, I won't dig into a lot of individual certification during this presentation, but I will include a lot of detail in a deck, a PowerPoint presentation that you will have at the end. It will be attached to the community article with the recording of this session. Each learning path that I will go for you will present in a logical order of progression from the easiest to the hardest. That's the star part here on a scale of 1 to 4. If I have the information, I will list the typical classroom time that it takes when I found that information. It's not a suggestion to enroll in them, but it gives you a wide approximation of the quantity of topics that are covered by any of those certifications. So as an example, I consider that CSA, the Certified ServiceNow Administrator, is the baseline that proves that you have a good understanding of the platform. So therefore, it should be considered as the first step of all of the learning paths. So, and to keep that presentation short, I will focus on the certification and not on the list of available training material. So for ITSM, which is the most obvious one to begin because it's the most familiar to everyone. So the CSA is always the first step. After that, you have the first star about foundational knowledge. Level 2 is more difficult. In this example, at that stage, you will have validated both business and technical advanced knowledge. So the ITIL certification is the obvious way to get business knowledge for ITSM. To reach ITSM Pro Suites, you have to pass a few micro certifications. And from that point, you're at the end of the no platform certifications. And we have to return to the ITIL business certifications. There are some more difficult to attend, but the last one will be the highest validation of your business knowledge. So if you have specific question, I will continue, of course, but if you want to ask specific question, you can write them on the chat, or we can allow you to speak. You can unmute yourself. We are not that many, so we have some time for that. So, Anita, any questions right now?
Not seeing
okay.
But hopefully we'll get some soon.
So in the document that you will have, those URL will be clickable. And the interesting part, and I won't display those for the other learning paths, but I've made a description of all the certifications that you can achieve here. So I'm displaying that one as an example. After that, we will go for the specific topics. So let's go for human resource.
Well, we did just get a question. Ara just jumped right to it. How do you become a certified architect?
Oh, hey, nice questions. Okay, I have that at the end. That's my last learning path. So how you can even become a master architect
You
and
have to master
architect
all
in,
these other things first, right?
yes. So human resource. Okay, that one, it was very hard to find business certification for human resource. There is one from the Associate Professional in Human Resource. There are US and an international version. This one is nice because it doesn't require you to prove years of real experience as a human resource manager. So if you are certified implementation specialist for human resource, this certification there would be a good way to get more business knowledge and to become a subject matter expert. On top of that, there is some pro suites with micro certification that you have to prove if you want to go even further in advanced usage on the technical side. I don't know any of, okay. If you, this is a work in progress. So if any of you is a human resource expert, feel free to point any missing resources. You're most welcome. I cannot be the expert in every solutions. So by contrast, project management as the domain has a huge amount of formal certification. I highlighted in gray the fact that some certification may specialize in one aspect, waterfall versus agile. And that's a subject of discord among project managers. If you do ServiceNow implementation project, agile is more relevant, but hey, not all the projects you're managing in ServiceNow are software related. So maybe waterfall could be nice too. The ISO certification is the professional methodology that is nice as a starting point. And after that, you have a lot of certification above that, especially if you want to, at the end, you have the portfolio manager professional and the program manager professional. But as a starting point, you can also be a professional process owner and professional scrum master for the starting point. That's a lot of business certification, really nice. Okay, ServiceNow developments, if we have developers on it, it can be useful for most implementation specialists, as long as you have some JavaScript development notions. There are currently no valuable JavaScript certification, so I included none. But the business certification are all Agile and Scrum related. And the Scrum Master, you have level 1, level 2, level 3, and even above that, you have the Scrum, it's called Professional Scrum, is when you manage group of Scrum team. So that's something that can be useful for any large project. For IT operation management, the topic was or is extremely wide within ServiceNow. You probably need intermediate Windows and Unix administration skills to be an expert in this specialization. But since the domain is very large, there are too many relevant certifications. And most of them, they are vendor specific. So by definition, they are technical certifications. So I've limited the selection here to the most generic quick win you can follow. Like if you want to specialize on network, Cisco network, and Microsoft certified solution expert. Those would be very good starting point. Business analysis. Okay, ServiceNow has no solution at all dedicated to business analysts, and I find that very sad. So as a consequence, this domain may be not familiar to some of you, but it is a great tool to improve the process that are being implemented. So if you implement solution, that's really useful. There is the International Institute of Business Analysis, who have 3 levels of certifications. And that's something I'm planning to achieve for myself. The entry certificate in business analysis requires no previous experience. That's star 1. And at star 2, you have the agile version. That's probably will be my next certification. And above that, you're the more generic waterfall certification of capability in business analysis. And then the gold standard, the CBAP, the Certified Business Analysis Professional. There is also a PMI version for those who are more focused on PMI methodologies. And I know that actually on the Now Learning, you have some of the training sessions that are more focused on business process consultant. Business process consultant is the same, is another word for a business analyst. Okay, next, SecOps and GRC. Those are topics that are dear to me. If you know me on communities, that's a place where you see me often. So as you can see, we can consider that SecOps and GRC are 2 domains. Those are typically domains where business users will hardly consider speaking to you if you're not familiar with their job. So getting some business certification should be a mandatory goal should you consider specializing into security. The 3-star version, the CSSP, which is a certification I own, the minimum to register to pass that certification is 4 years of cumulative work experience in IT security, just to register. And there are 250 questions in an exam that takes 6 hours. That's really a lot. But you have level 1. Here you have the GRC professional certification or the PMI risk management professional, good entry for GRC. On SecOps, you have the Security Plus or the SSCP, which is the little brother of the CISSP. And we had a question about architects. Okay, let's discuss that. So Arya, the certifications for architects at ServiceNow is currently in preparation. It doesn't exist yet. The only one who exists is the Master Architect certification that started at the top. In the meantime, that Master Architect certification, which I was among the first graduate, is now fully online. they expect the number of master architects to be restricted, the maximum number, so possibly 200, but that's not official information.
You have to be invited to the master, but I haven't heard of the architects one, so I'm really curious.
Yes, so it will be the small version. Mm-hmm. So if we look at that picture that I created to illustrate that, so you can go from administrator, application developer, implementation specialist, architect, and master architect. So architect, as you can see, is the missing block here. If you want to be an architect, I suggest to prepare that you pass, of course, the system administrator certification, the application developer, and probably 2 CIS certification. That's guesswork as of now. And that will probably be the entry point for architect. Why I say 2 CIS certification? Because to be a certified master architect, you need 4 CIS. So if it's the junior, I would say 2. Does that answer your question, Arya? Well, you're most welcome. Also, you can focus on soft skills. There are no certification for soft skills. People who want to be a master architect, right now, I would say, okay, if you're shy speaking in public, maybe you should go register to the Toastmaster club where you train doing presentation in front of people, just because that's a requirement to do your job well at those levels. So probably to be an architect, yes, you need to be the consultant, to be sure of yourself, to have a lot of knowledge in several solutions. That's the 2 CIS, but probably also some knowledge of business analysis, to be a Scrum Master, things like that, that are not covered directly by ServiceNow, but that are very useful skills.
It helps you build on other skills by taking these suggestions.
Exactly. So with that, is that something that helps you to become a subject matter expert? I certainly hope so. We still have time for a discussion or questions. So you're most welcome to unmute yourself. And if you have questions on specific certification or suggestion to add some, we can discuss that.
Well, I know that Ara had asked, you still need to have Delta tests for Master Architect.
Yes, I have to pass 13 of them every 6 months.
Can you explain what Delta test is?
Sorry, Lisa, your voice is very low.
Can you explain what a Delta test is?
Oh, yes. So when you have some of the ServiceNow technical certification, you have to prove that you are still, that after that you are up to date for every major release. So basically there are small minor exams, very easy to pass, about 6 to 10 questions, but they are all based about the new features, and you have to pass that with every release to maintain your certification status. Yes, do I consider that annoying? Not really. I was always very proactive in continuous learning, so I made sure that I read the release notes for the product I care every year. But I know a lot of people who don't do that, and now they're forced to do that, and that's much better. And as a master architect, there are some additional steps to maintain your certifications. You have to prove that you are involved with customers a lot, that you train yourself, you do continuous learning a lot, and that you are doing stuff like blog articles, evangelization, being an advocate in general for ServiceNow.
And I can actually help with that since I'm Lisa Latour from the community. So if you have any want to reach out to me, we can also discuss some ways that you can create those paths on the community. Shiva has been wonderful. The last 4 or 5 years we've been doing this on the community, have we not?
Yes, absolutely. It was very fun working for that program.
Yeah. James asks, is there a higher demand for any particular certified professional?
All the new solutions have high demands, but if you specialize too much, you may have the issue that to find yourself stranded between projects. But specialization is probably the best way to achieve, to find more interesting works. To be honest, some people sometimes ask me, hey Shiva, why do you get so much certifications? When I was working on-site in Geneva, Switzerland, my competitors were other ServiceNow specialists from Swiss or nearby France. But I wanted to work from home. And when I started working from home, you have to understand that I work from Switzerland. My salary is from Switzerland, one of the countries with who is the most expensive place to live in the world. So my salary is high, but my costs are very high. If someone, I don't know, in Germany wants to hire me, it would be much cheaper for them to hire someone in India. So my competition right now is the whole world. Because of that, I need to be one of the best. That's a lot of pressure, to be honest, but it's also very fun here. So yes, currently there are lots of demand also on the GRC and SecOps. Arya said CSM, that's true. Human resource, that's true. There are not many skilled people in those areas. So train that, and if you can achieve to be a subject matter expert with business experience, then you will be one of the really a few experts in the world. That's really a goal to achieve.
I would concur with the GRC, most definitely.
So if you have questions or suggestions, you can reach me online. Enjoy that. And I would say that thank you very much to all of you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for attending.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all. And the next week's sessions are going to be posted, I believe, on the Friday before the week, maybe Thursday. So take a look at and see what we have a lot more coming. And maybe Shiva might even do another one towards the end of the knowledge weeks. So we'll let you know. We'll see you on the community.
Thanks again.
See you. Bye, everyone.